Hey everybody out there, this is RJX coming at you again. So I saved up about 2,800 gold to buy packs, and I had 3 lying around. So I just figured I'd go ahead and open 30 of these packs, especially with Goblins versus Gnomes being released early. So let's see what we get. Seal of Light, I think that's pretty good. Can't complain about that. That's definitely a pretty decent card, not great. Puddle Stomper, 3-2 for 2 is good. Light to Naru. I'm not exactly sure what a Light Warden is, but you know. And then we got a couple other ones, a couple commons there that we'll see multiple times, I'm sure. So I'm hoping for a legendary out of this draw. I don't, statistically speaking, I shouldn't get it, but I've actually been pretty lucky with pulls recently. So the Shrinkmeister is really good. 3-2, and then you take 2 attack off from somebody. That can really compound well. The Shield Mini Bot, I like that better than the other 2-2 that gives Divine Shield in some ways. And the Mech Bearcat, oh my gosh. I like this card. I just don't really see it performing all that well because it being a 7-6, I see your opponent targeting it and taking it out. So let's see. So we get an epic in this pack. Alright. So the Glavenzuka, that's pretty cool. The Org Brute, I like that. 4-4 for 3, always good. Tree of Life, not so much. Crackle's nice for Shaman because they don't have a lot of removal. And Cogmaster, yeah, I can see it doing well if you had a lot of mechs in the deck. I guess with this expansion coming out, people are probably going to be running a lot of mech decks. So the Ogre Brute is really nice, but the Tinker Sharpwood Oil, I like that a lot, especially being a rogue. Adding +3 attack to your weapon and then giving a minion +3 attack with the combo. That's pretty sweet. The Antique Healbot, restoring 8 health to your hero. That's really cool, especially for the fact that it's any class can use it. The upgraded Repair Bot, that could be really cool, especially in a priest deck, because you want to bump. Well, I like to buff health and then use Inner Fire. Alright, so let's see. What else do we get? So only one rare. So Charge and Taunt for 3, 1-4. I don't really think it's worth it. The Dark Bomb, nah. I also like the Goblin Auto Barber because it's another way to bump your weapon, and as a rogue, that's really cool. And there's a lot of ability there. So we get another one, so that's 2. The Hunter, the Glavenzuka, now we have 3 of those, so one of them's going to be Dust. So yeah. Now, the Druid of the Fang, if this was a Hunter card, that'd be really sweet. I don't run a lot of beasts in my Druid decks, so ultimately I think that's just going to be a 4-4 for 5, which I don't see myself running it that much, and I don't want to build a deck specifically around a card. So we get 2 rares here. I'd speculate that that one might be a gold. So the Force Tank Max, I think that's really cool, especially that it has Divine Shield. Although I don't really know if you're getting value out of that card. A 7-7 with Divine Shield, I mean, anything can pop Divine Shield. But, and the Cobalt Guardian, I could see that being really cool, especially if you're running a mech paladin deck. But let's see what we get here. The Puddle Stomper, I think's okay. I don't really see it taking any place. Now the Floating Watcher, I think that's really cool because your hero in with a with a Warlock deck is going to take a lot of damage, and I think that has the potential to be really great. The King of Beasts, I don't really see working out all that well. 2/6 for 5 just really isn't at cost. And, I mean, the ability can buff it, but if you have a lot of beasts, you're already winning the game. So, Warbot, yeah, that's okay. And then Druid of Fane, we already talked about that. Kazan Mystic, I think that could be really cool, but I don't see a lot of secrets all that often. And then the question would be is if it triggers on if the secret triggers on ability, what then? Would you capture it before it triggered? After it triggered? Would it trigger? I don't know. Valen's Choice, give it a minion 2/4 and spell damage 1. The 2/4 is really cool, but the spell damage is kind of wasted on the priest. Salt Dog, I don't really see that being used all that much. That's pretty decent. And then the Bomb Lobber. The Bomb Lobber is really cool. It's a random enemy minion. It would be better if it was random enemy, because, you know, then you could deal 4 damage straight away. But I guess that would be overpowered. The Warmaul. That's pretty cool. I like that. And the 50% chance to attack the wrong minion is pretty cool. The Noyotron, I actually think that's a fairly decent card. It being a mech, taunt, divine shield for 2. I could see that. I could see that being really cool. The Little Exorcist, 3/3, and then Battle Cry, +1 for every enemy minion with Death Rattle. That's pretty decent. But alright, so we got 2 rares and an epic. So let's see what we get. Draw a card. I don't really like the Gnomish Experimenter unless I was running a lot of spells, because otherwise you're gonna kill a minion. So Taunt can't be targeted by. That's pretty decent. Now Crush can be really good. Destroy an enemy minion for 3 if you have a damaged minion, which with a warrior you should have a damaged minion. There's a lot of stuff you can do to damage your own minions. So, alright. So, yeah, the Tinker Sharp Sword oil is really cool. The Skajunk Clunker, I like that a lot, especially if you're running a lot of other mechs. If you can give 2/2 for 5, it already being a 2/5, that's a really good value, in my opinion. 2 rares, so Lost Trail Strider, that's pretty decent. You know, it's a 5/4 for 4, so you're getting a little bit more than value out of it. The Cogmaster, +2 attack while you have a mech. I could see that being pretty good, but you'd have to get a mech, and it's a 1/2. It's a good 1-drop, I think, especially if you're running all mech decks. So let's see. Do we get anything? So 1 rare and an epic. Crackle, Stone Splinter Trog, Noyotron. Let's see what the rare is. Soot Spieler, 3/3 +1 spell damage. That's really cool with mages, especially with all the spells you're going to be throwing out. I don't see it staying, though. The Cogmaster Wrench, +2 attack while you have a mech. That could be pretty good. Too bad it's not +2 attack per mech, otherwise I'd be running a rogue mech deck after I get out of here. The Mechanical Yeti, 4/5 for 4. Shield Minibot, the Little Exorcist. I just don't see the Little Exorcist being all that valuable. I mean, a 3/3 for 3 is good on its own. And I suppose, you know, we run other 3/3s that are conditional on the enemy that in a lot of cases don't come into play. But I just don't see that coming into play all that often. Mech. I like that. The Tinkertown Technician. In a lot of cases, it'll be a 4/4 for 3, and you'll get a spare part. So that's pretty good. The Goblin Blade Master, that's always nice. Battle Cried, split 4 damage amongst your enemies. That's really cool. All right. Crackle. Now the piloted shredder I think is really cool. We'll get back to that, but the Mad Bomber split 6 damage between all other players. That's really cool. And, oh, so is Demon Heart. Deal 5 damage to a minion. If it's a friendly demon, give it 5/5 instead for 5. And oh my gosh, could you create a monster with that? That is a really cool epic. Alright, so no legendary yet. I like the druid only card. The Snow Chugger, I don't really see it being all that great, but it'll be a nice addition to the mage. Having it be freeze, you can really nullify a lot of stuff. So, alright, so getting down to the end of this. Cobra Shot to a minion and the hero. That's pretty good for 3 or for 5. Ship's Cannon, I don't run a lot of pirates. Maybe that'll change. The Vitality Totem is pretty cool, especially with the Shaman. If you're playing Shaman control, at least you're going to get 4 health out of it for 2 damage, unless they have a removal that triggers through a secret. So, Salty Dog, Druid of the Fang, Cogmaster, Force Tank, and Little Exorcist. Yeah, I just don't really see the Little Exorcist performing great, but I mean you get value for it anyways, so that's always good. Ship's Cannon, like I said, I don't really run all that many pirates, and there isn't a way to generate pirates either. So the Clockwork Gnome, that's pretty good, but I like Leopard Gnome better. So Shieldbot, Siege Engine. I could see Siege Engine being good. The only issue you're going to have is creature removal on that, and it's only a 5/5, so it doesn't have a lot of health. Ugh. Alright, Mech Wrapper. Your mechs cost 1 less. I can see that being really good. Malith Leopard, give your other mechs +2 attack. That could be really good in a hunter deck. 3/3 for 5. I think it was 5. I'm not sure. We'll have to go back and look at that later. Flame Cannon to an enemy minion. Random. That's always nice, especially if they have something shadowed. The Explosive Sheep is, I think, really cool, especially if you're not running a lot of stuff. And the Shadow Boxer is really cool also. You deal 1 damage for healing, and if you're a priest, you're going to be doing a lot of healing. So, 2 rares, nothing else. The Mech Wrapper, I can see that doing really well. I really like the Floating Watcher. Spider Tank, 3/4 for 3. I think that's a really good value. The Goblin Sapper, I can see that being good, especially with people holding stuff, and it'll keep them playing more cards so that they don't stack them up. Druid of the Fang, and especially if you had a discard deck where you made them draw all kinds of cards, that'd be good. The Dunmaul Shaman, 5/4 for 4 with Wind Fury and 54% chance to attack the wrong target. I don't really see that as bad necessarily. Obviously, you're going to get into unideal things, but if they have something with taunt and you go to attack taunt, you could just go straight through to the hero, which is great. And then another Demon Heart. That is excellent. I'm very excited about the Demon Heart. Alright, so 2 rares, no legendaries, probably not going to get one. Alright, so the Tinkertown Technician, I really like that. Shield Minibot, I like the Shadow Boxer also. It's a 2-drop, and another Dunmaul Shaman. I really like the Dunmaul Shamans. I can see a lot of potential for those. I like Wind Fury a lot. I know it's not necessarily the best thing, but I definitely do really enjoy it. The Glaive Zuka got like 1,000 of those. The Whirl Zip-O-Matic, um, that's really cool if you can get it to stick. You can do 6 damage for 6, or 3 damage and then take out a 3/2. You can usually get value for that, I would assume. The Vitality Totems, like again I said before, really like that, especially if you're a shaman. Shamans really don't have a lot of ways to restore health. So another Force Tank, Seal of Light, Tinker's Sharpsword Oil, Mech Wrapper, Grove Tender. I could see use for a Grove Tender, especially if you, but I'm not sure. And the nice thing is I think you'll get that mana crystal on your turn, so it's really only costing you 2. Alright. Ship's Cannon. Got a bunch of those. And then a Gold Dunmaul Shaman. So I think that's a sign. And let's see what the last card is. Alright, sorry about that. The last epic. Echo of Merdith. Put a copy of each friendly minion into your hand. Now that is really cool. Alright, well thank you guys very much for watching my video. And please like, comment below. And as always, RJaxO.